Hello there. Hi, my name's Joe Saunders, and I'm a freelance family historian as well as a PhD researcher at the University of York. And I'm also a passionate local historian, and it's in that light that I'm here to talk to you all today. I've probably been a local historian for almost as long as I can remember. Um, I've always been interested in the places that I've lived. I was a tour guide for a little while in one of the places that I lived. I've always been very interested in whenever I go on holiday somewhere, getting a book or going to the local tourist information or something and finding out about the history of a place. I've also done a lot of local history research around the places that my ancestors have lived, and that's one of the ways that I've probably done local history most of all, quite often, like most of us, without realizing it. Um, for a few years now, I've been actively doing local history, thinking about the history of particular places through time, and there are two or three places that I'm really quite interested in. Um, and for me, local history is a really, really wonderful blend of thinking about place and environment, the wonderful world around us, often sort of historical architecture and landscape, as well as community through time, individual people as well as families, and communities generally, how they've worked. And I really do love local history, and for my sins, I've been roped into helping out with the British Association for Local History. And it's something that I've been volunteering with now for a few years, and I really do love it. And I think it's a wonderful association. And I'm going to tell you a little bit today in this 10-minute talk about the organisation. I'm going to say a little bit about its history, but really I want to focus on how it might be able to help you with your place-based research, whether you're just starting out or you're a little way along. Talking, for example, about our events and our publications, as well as some of our opportunities that we have for you to share your own work and to connect with other historians who are interested in place-based research. So a little bit about the association. And the association was founded in 1982 and was the inheritor of a few different organisations. But essentially, the organisation is here to serve local historians as well as local history societies. And we do that in a variety of ways, which I'll tell you about in a moment. But we're a membership organisation, and we have, as well as individual members, we have society members and various institutional members as well. And the idea is that we are the umbrella organisation for all of these different people and groups, and that we can support them, do their work, and they hopefully feed back into us. We do try to represent local historians and local history in a big picture sense, and we do try and work with various organisations, for example, the Society for One Place Studies, the Society of Genealogists, the National Archives and other organisations, to promote local history, to promote local history study, and to really raise the profile of this form of doing history that we all love. I think we all love if we're listening to this talk. Hopefully, hopefully that's the case. If you want to know a little bit more about local history generally, I'm also giving a talk recording for this all about that place event, and you can listen into that separately. And I'm just going to say a little bit about the history of local history and what it is. But that's, as I say, for another talk. We have different forms of membership, and one of our main forms of membership is our society members. So we have lots of local history societies who join us. We support them through a discount with an insurance scheme, which helps them carry out their activities safely. We also provide a society directory, which is currently in progress, but enables people to search for these different societies through a map or county by county to find the local history society near you, as well as promoting those societies' events and other news and bits and pieces as well. For those of you listening here to this talk today, I think you'll be most interested, of course, in the individual membership. And we have an individual membership currently at £30, though, because of inflationary pressure and the costs of doing everything that's happened in the last year. We have unfortunately had to raise that membership fee, and we'll be doing that from 2024. We also offer a discount student membership, which is slightly reduced, and we also have in progress plans for a digital-only membership. Members get access to our online and in-person events, either free or at a discounted rate compared to the general public. Our members also receive quarterly copies of our academic journal, the Local Historian, and also our topical magazine, Local History News. And these come, each of these 4 times a year, so that's 8 print publications for you to flick through when they drop on your doormat. In addition, you also get discounts on any of our published books, which I'll mention in a second. And these published books are the sort of guides that we really trying to promote currently, and we're working on a few different ones at the moment. Here's a selection of some of our most recent. In addition, our very most recent one is on manorial records post 1500 for English and Welsh researchers, and that's been really, really popular. And the idea is these guides are all fairly short introductions to help you through a particular topic or aspect of doing local history. As I say, we've got lots more ideas in process, and as a member, you receive a discount on these. One of our flagship research outputs is the Local Historian, and the Local Historian has been around actually longer than BALH, and we took it over as a journal some decades ago. And the Local Historian is really one of our pride and joys, and we publish in this long form articles on aspects of doing local history research or on aspects of particular local histories. You can look through on our website. We have a search function, and you can actually search back issues of the Local Historian to see if your place has been researched either as part of a whole article or maybe mentioned as part of a different article that mentions lots of places, as well as any particular themes. You know, if you're interested in tithe maps or you're interested in blacksmiths or something like that, you can have a search and see if there's been some articles written, and you might be able to get some information and inspiration through those. We currently have all of our editions of Local Historian actually free to view, apart from the most recent years. So you can actually look at these online if you're looking back several years. And this is something that we brought in during the pandemic, and I'm planning to make sure that we keep in the future. We also run a range of in-person events. For example, we recently launched a series of regional conferences, the first of which was down in the southwest for researchers down in the southwest of England, and this was in Taunton in Devon, and the topic was unexpected sources for local history. And that was really, really popular, and obviously a fantastic way to get together, not just to listen to some informative talks, but also for researchers in the same region to get together and talk about some of their commonalities and strike up conversations and get to know people. So that's really, really important, and it's the first of what we hope to be many events now that we're back in a post-COVID world. We also run a series of online events, and these come in many shapes and forms. We have an annual academic lecture in the winter. We have individual talks. We have a series, an occasional series of talks called Local History Hour, which matches 2 speakers together. We've had collaborative events with the Society of Genealogists and with the Society for One Place Studies and with the Historic Towns Trust, all 3 organisations, of course, involved in this current event. So we have lots and lots of different ways that we present online talks to our members, and these are also available to the public. So if you're interested in any of these, you can go on our website and we have an events page, and you can see what we've got available. And you don't have to be a member to join. You do get either free or a discounted entry if you are a member, but you don't have to be a member. So if we only put 1 talk on a year and that does it for you, then you're quite welcome and very much encouraged to pay for that 1 talk and come along. And hopefully it's something that might help with your research. We also have a range of other digital content which is provided whenever you want to access through our website. We have a blog which provides written information and sort of aspects of studies that you can read about. I've done a few myself, one on what, why do local history, but we have lots of people share little snippets of their research as well as more thematic reflections as well. We have a series of short recorded talks which go onto our YouTube site. And this one here, for example, on indexing local history. And this is a more I don't know what the word is, maybe dynamic, I don't know. But it's a different way of sharing local history. And we encourage anyone to come along and offer a blog or a recorded talk for us. And please get in touch, because we're very much interested in sharing your own research and your own expertise. But we have lots of people, for example, here, Dr. Francis Young, who indexes lots of history books, talking about indexing local history, and this was really informative for people thinking about doing this themselves at home. We also have a series of podcasts, and we on these have different expert guests who come along and discuss particular topics, and these provide again a lot of information for you at home to go and listen to. This can be listened to on your favorite podcast listening site, or you can access them through our website. And we're really trying at the moment, in the last few years, to work with different organisations. We recently completed with the Historical Association, who represent teachers, history teachers in Britain. We recently finished with them a teacher fellowship, where we provided resources and support to develop teachers' skills, to train them up to use local history to help reflect on the curriculum, on the sort of big picture national and international themes in the curriculum. And we've got a range of resources as well that have come out of that, which we'll be sharing on our website, and which the Historical Association is sharing through their end as well. We recently had Jessamine Carlson a couple of times with us to provide talks from the National Archives on the 1921 census and how that works with local history. We've also run a competition earlier in 2023 on 20 streets, which was for people wanting to write about local histories and how it was in the 1920s. And this was really, really popular. And actually, some of our winners were actually school groups, which again ties into our educational purpose. And of course, we're very, very pleased indeed to be supporting All About That Place and celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the wonderful Society for One Place Studies. If you do happen to represent an organisation who might want to work with us in some capacity, then please do get in touch with us and find out more. And I'll leave you also with this, and at this point of this goes to press, I think the Local History Photographer of the Year 2023, up my street, which is the second time we've run Local History Photographer of the Year competition. That will have closed the entries for that, but do look out for the results and to see what kind of wonderful local history photographs have been taken across the country. But this is just one example of how we're constantly trying to think beyond the usual things that societies and associations do. And we're really trying to think of innovative ways of getting local historians sharing their local area, sharing their research, thinking about how you do local history, and hopefully getting the profile of local history to be ever present in the minds, and supporting everybody in their endeavours, whether your interest is local history photographs and the world around you, or whether it's doing something like a one-place study or something else entirely. So thank you very much for listening to me talk about the British Association for Local History. I do hope you will come along and check out our website, come to some of our events, read some of our publications. If you do feel that you would like to, then we would love to have you along as a member, and hopefully you enjoy the rest of this wonderful session on All About That Place, and what a wonderful couple of weeks we're going to have. So thank you very much for the Society for One Place Studies for having us along, and hope to see you along at some of our events. Thanks very much.